I told you when Robert Sala made the move to bench Zach Wilson and bring in Mike White that I was all for it, that if he thinks Zach Wilson needed a reset and that the locker room potentially needed to see somebody else and hear from somebody else in that leadership position and have that guy get an opportunity, if he thought that was the case, in Sala we trust. And guess what? 1 for 1. Green check mark. Because Mike White got it done. Over 200 yards passing in the first half in a driving rain. How does that sound?
It was impressive.
In conditions that one would think would not be conducive to winging it around with Mike White getting his first start. He showed exactly how to do it. He found Garrett Wilson for 2 touchdowns and proof of life. I mean, like when Elijah Moore scored that touchdown yesterday, I wanted somebody to hand him a newspaper so he could hold it up and prove that it was on this date and that he was alive.
On this day.
And Robert Sala, that's a guy who another coach might have bungled that operation. And Elijah Moore wanted out, and he said, you'll just be out for this game against Denver, which they won, despite losing Breece Hall for the season.
He needed a reset.
And he needed a reset. They needed a reset, and he's redeemed. Yeah. And Mike White is finding him in a way that the number 2 overall pick from last year either couldn't or wouldn't. I don't know. But guess what? I don't have to worry about that right now. I don't have to worry about that right now because Mike White showed how it is done and how this offense should be run and how the receivers could be found. He showed it in whatever Zach Wilson was thinking underneath the hood of his rain gear. If he does get an opportunity again this year, and that's a big if right now, because one thing that the Vikings have issues doing, it's stopping the pass. Mac Jones had a rocking chair type night for much of the night on Thanksgiving night, hitting his back foot and finding his guy, which is exactly what Mike White just did. Okay? So check the box. Here's Robert Sala after the game on Mike White lighting up the Bears in the driving rain in New Jersey.
He did a great job. He didn't need to be anybody but Mike White. We didn't need to turn into the greatest show on turf. We just wanted him to play within himself and play efficient. I thought he did that.
315 and 3 touchdowns. That was probably a little bit better, but not the greatest show on turf. So, I mean, just what he was able to do, and also in the elements.
Especially in the elements. It was like I said, he made the easy look easy, and that's I thought he did a really good job with that.
I just love that. It's perfect. He made the easy look easy because the other guy was making the easy look like it was, algebra, like an algebraic equation.
More like trigonometry.
Trigonometry.
Yeah, algebra was kind of.
I was more verbal than
math.
that.
Trig was.
Honestly. Yeah. One guy, 2 + 2 = 4 for the Jets yesterday. The other guy was like, X + Y equals, the coefficient. So the easy looked easy. Yes, that's what we're talking about. The follow-up question should have been if last week was dog-ish, what's this? You know what this is? It's the Instagram video of 1,000 golden retrievers just frolicking around. That's what that was.
Puppy.
Those Instagram accounts just on golden retrievers. Which I may or may not follow.
Multiple.
2 + 2 = 4. It's kind of simple.
So, right? Garrett Wilson, 2 touchdowns. Hey, at least he had a good weekend on Sunday. And this is what he had. Because remember, he was the guy speaking the truth after last week's game. He was the Wilson that was putting it down and saying we need to be held accountable and we need to be trusted. Let's go. Go for it.
I definitely feel like it did. I didn't mean any harm to anyone, by saying it, and I don't think anyone took it that way. Luckily, So, honestly, I feel like people was happy I said it, and like I said, you know, come back like this and play the way we did on offense this week. You know, that's what you want to do. This is what we should be doing.
That's right. Way to go, Garrett Wilson. I love this guy. This guy's a Jet. He's a Jet, and he's a winner, and he knows how to win, and he knows how to do it and lead. Way to go, Garrett Wilson. And as for Zach Wilson, you know, I hope he is sitting there. That's what I said last week. The Gordon Gecko, I don't know if you have that drop anywhere that you could find, Mike, because things can kind of get a little bit out of whack over there. But that was the message. The benching was the message.
Does this reset lead to a relocation now,
I had
Rich?
to move it, Rich.
That's the
for other
question.
stuff.
Does this reset lead to a relocation?
What do you mean a relocation?
Well,
of Zach Wilson to be relocated? No, there's no reason to do that. No.
No?
No, I mean, first of all, you can't anyway. You're not going to cut him this year. You can't trade him.
I don't mean this year,
No,
but I just mean like...
I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Because as the Gordon Gecko line that we had as the drop is, this is your wake-up call, pal. Go to work.
This is your wake-up call, pal. Go to work.
That's good. Thankfully, Mike White's timing was better than Mike Del Tufo's. Just thankfully.
Got a lot of movement.
There was a lot of, it was rain. It was pouring rain yesterday.
Tell him, Chris. Tell him.
So now next comes the Vikings, and Sala can just keep playing the hot hand, because I honestly, Zach, just sit there and watch. Mike White plays like this, and the Jets right now are that was a big win, because they're a game ahead of New England, which we all know swept them. They're a game ahead of the Chargers, who snatched victory from the jaws of defeat yesterday in Arizona. And those are the two teams that are close enough sniffing it. Problem for the Jets potentially is if the Ravens, Bengals, and Patriots are teams that they're battling for those final two spots, because the Ravens, Bengals, and Patriots all have tie breaks over the Jets. Ravens won week 1. Bengals beat the Jets in New Jersey. And then we all know what the Patriots did. And I'll just say this about the Patriots.
Still play the Bills twice.
Is that who the Patriots do, right?
Yeah.
That's including the week 13 Thursday. How big is that game? So
I'm looking forward to it.
And well, you never know. Never know. I mean, we beat the Bills at home with Zach Wilson.
Punted against us in 2 games.
And when I say we, I was suited up for that game.
Of course.
So all I'll say is this. Mike White, you're already talking about should Zach be relocated. And I'm sure the New York fans burning up the 24/7, 365, longtime listener, first-time caller, sports talk shows are all in on Mike White. I'm sure they are. So let's just jump in with both feet.
Let's do it.
If Mike White turns out to be the man, then we'll remember the time where New England completely discombobulated Zach Wilson to the point where they rendered him useless. In the same way that Mo Lewis once rendered Drew Bledsoe useless. And we all know what happened after that. So maybe, just maybe, these are the football gods evening the scales. And at the moment, you can't tell me any different.
Much less painful, though.
Next week, at this point, we might have a different conversation. Yes, Zach Wilson didn't have any of his innards blown up.
I mean, that's not
good point,
funny.
TJ.
It's not funny, but wow.
So maybe, just maybe, paying it forward years later. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.